What happens when the safety of a child's own bedroom is shattered by an unspeakable crime? Today we unravel a story that has haunted an entire community. The disappearance and tragic fate of Jersey Bridgeman is a chilling reminder of how fragile safety can be. Stay with me as we uncover the haunting details of her story. Welcome back to Chilling Fireside Stories, where we shine a light on chilling cases and mysteries that demand our attention. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to join our community. Today's story contains sensitive topics about the tragic loss of a child. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, please pay attention to safety tips and resources I share for families to keep their loved ones safe. As always, images and photos will be displayed at the end of the video. So sit back, grab a warm drink, and let's dive in. Jersey Diane Bridgeman was born on November 14, 2006, in Bentonville, Arkansas. She was a 6-year-old girl full of life and curiosity, known for her sweet smile and her love for animals. Jersey had faced challenges no child should ever endure. After her parents' divorce, she lived with her father, David Bridgeman, and his wife, Jana Bridgeman. Unfortunately, Jersey suffered severe abuse at their hands. They chained her to a dresser at night to prevent her from wandering and getting into medication. This abuse was discovered when a woman staying with the Bridgemans reported it to the police. David and Jana were subsequently convicted and sentenced to 18 years prison for false imprisonment, permitting abuse, and endangering the welfare of a minor. Jersey's mother gained custody, and the little girl seemed to be on a path to healing. Friends and family described Jersey as a resilient and joyful child, trying to reclaim her innocence despite the hardship she had endured. But the safety of her new home would be short-lived. It was November 20, 2012, a normal evening in Bentonville. Jersey was babysat by her neighbors, Zachary Holly and his wife, Amanda Holly. Jersey's mother returned home late from work, and after chatting with the Hollis, she took Jersey and her younger sister in bed around 11 p.m. Reportedly, Jersey's younger sister wanted to stay with her mom, so she took her younger daughter to her own room, leaving Jersey in the bedroom on her own. Desiree likely believed her daughter was safe and sound, tucked in for the night. But sometime during those quiet, dark hours, the unthinkable happened. The next morning, Jersey was gone. Her mother discovered her bedroom empty and immediately panicked and contacted the Hollis for help, and a search began. There were no signs of forced entry, no broken windows or doors. A frantic search ensued, with neighbors, friends, and police combing the area for any sign of the missing little girl. Only a few houses down, the worst discovery imaginable was made. Jersey's small, lifeless body was found in an abandoned home less than 15 minutes after the search began. Tragically, she had been raped and strangled. The discovery of her body in such a state was a devastating blow to her family and the community, highlighting the horrific nature of the crime. Jersey's death was ruled a homicide. The discovery of her body so close to her home sent shockwaves through the Bentonville community. How could such a heinous crime happen in a small, quiet neighborhood? The police began their investigation, looking at everyone who could have possibly had access to Jersey. Suspicion naturally fell on those closest to her. Her mother was questioned, but investigators quickly ruled her out. They also examined whether someone with a grudge against the Bridgeman family could be responsible. The police also suspected Jersey's mother's boyfriend, but his alibi was confirmed when his colleague backed up his claim that he was working at the local store that night. Interestingly, the boyfriend mentioned seeing Zachary Holly, the neighbor, at the store around 3 a.m. This information raised police suspicion, leading them to request Holly's DNA sample and the clothes he was wearing that night. Authorities didn't have to look far for a suspect. A man named Zachary Holly, who lived just 2 houses away, quickly came under scrutiny. Zachary Holly was a 28-year-old neighbor and a friend of Jersey's family. He and his wife had even babysat Jersey in the past. On the surface, Zachary appeared to be a friendly, helpful neighbor, but beneath this facade was a man hiding dark and sinister intentions. It didn't take long for inconsistencies in Holly's behavior and statements to raise red flags. Holly had been drinking the night of Jersey's disappearance and, disturbingly, offered to help with the search for the little girl, all while knowing exactly what had happened to her. An extensive investigation ensued, with forensic evidence playing a critical role. Police executed search warrants at 3 locations: Jersey's home, the abandoned house where her body was discovered, and Holly's trailer, which sat ominously between the two. Investigators meticulously collected over 50 pieces of evidence, including biological materials like blood, semen, and other bodily fluids from Jersey's body and the crime scene. These samples were sent to the Arkansas Crime Lab, where advanced DNA analysis definitively matched Holly to the evidence. Additionally, investigators recovered clothing and other items handled or worn by the perpetrator, further solidifying the case against him. Zachary Holly was arrested on November 27, 2012. He attempted to attend Jersey's funeral, but authorities arrested him just outside the church as the ceremony was about to begin. Investigators discovered disturbing details about Holly's background, including his fascination with violent movie quotes like the infamous line from The Silence of the Lambs. After his arrest, Holly's wife distanced herself by changing her marital status to divorced on Facebook, indicating the unraveling of their personal life. Eventually, in a confession on May 20, 2015, Zachary Holly admitted to waking up with an upset stomach on the night of November 19, 2012. It was usual for the Hollis to have access to Jersey's house. Knowing that the side door was always left open, Zachary Holly entered the house to get medicine without waking up Jersey's mother. However, he saw Jersey's room half open. He then went to Jersey's room and asked her to quietly walk out with him. As she trusted him, she went with him to the vacant house, and that is where he committed his heinous act. Based on CCTV evidence, after committing the crime and killing Jersey, Holly went to a local shop, bought medicine, and then went home to sleep. Forensic evidence and Holly's chilling confession aligned with the timeline and physical evidence, leaving no doubt about his guilt. The brutality of the crime shocked the Bentonville community. The details of the trial were horrifying, as they painted a picture of how Zachary Holly abducted Jersey from her own bed, assaulted her, and ended her young life. The jury wasted no time convicting him of all charges. In 2015, Zachary Holly was sentenced to death, bringing a measure of justice to Jersey's family. However, no sentence could erase the pain of losing such a young, innocent life in such a brutal way. During the trial of Zachary Holly, he pleaded not guilty to the charges of capital murder, kidnapping, rape, and residential burglary. The prosecution presented compelling forensic evidence, including DNA that linked Holly to the crime scene. Holly's defense argued that he was coerced into confessing and that his low IQ made him susceptible to manipulation by law enforcement. Despite his defense, the jury found Holly guilty on all charges on May 20, 2015. He was sentenced to capital punishment, along with 2 life terms and an additional 20 years. Holly's demeanor during the trial was noted to be cooperative, but the overwhelming evidence against him led to his conviction. In recent years, Holly has attempted to overturn his death sentence, arguing that his attorneys were ineffective during his trial. However, the prosecution has maintained that the original verdict should be upheld. He is currently incarcerated and has been appealing his death sentence. His latest appeal hearing concluded in November 2023, and the court is expected to release its ruling on April 26, 2024. Holly's defense team is arguing that his trial attorneys were ineffective and that his mental health issues were not adequately considered. Jersey Bridgeman's tragic case highlights the importance of being vigilant and cautious when it comes to the safety of young children. Conduct background checks and verify references for anyone who will be caring for your child. Speak with other parents who have used their services to ensure they have a good reputation. Something feels off about a potential caregiver, trust your gut. It's better to be cautious and find someone who makes you feel completely comfortable. When possible, use licensed and accredited childcare providers or babysitting services that have established protocols and monitoring. If you're leaving your child with a new caregiver, make unannounced visits or check-ins to ensure everything is going smoothly. Create a family code word that only trusted people know. If someone picks up your child unexpectedly, they should know the code word to prove they are trustworthy. Maintain open lines of communication with your child. Encourage them to share their feelings and experiences with you without fear of punishment or judgment. By taking these steps, you can help ensure your child's safety and peace of mind when they are in the care of others. Remember, it's always better to be cautious and proactive when it comes to protecting your child. The murder of Jersey Bridgeman sent shockwaves through Bentonville. A candlelight vigil was held in her honor, and the community rallied around Desiree, who was left to grieve the unimaginable loss of her child. As I researched Jersey's story, I was struck by how her life was marked by both unimaginable hardship and the brief light of recovery. Jersey's death is a tragic reminder of how even those who appear safe can become victims of the unthinkable. Let us not forget her name or her story, and let it serve as a call to action to protect the innocent. Thank you for spending time with me today as I shared Jersey Bridgman's story. If you found this video meaningful, please consider sharing it with others. Awareness is crucial in cases like Jersey's. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that deserve to be heard. Let's honor Jersey's memory by staying vigilant and speaking out against abuse. As always, please stay safe, stay informed, and take care of one another.